Hello, it's Anne Marie with AM Astro. Today I'm going to do a quick prediction for the SMU Clemson men's basketball game that is tipping off here in Dallas at 3 p.m. this afternoon. Today is Saturday, the 22nd of February. So if we look at the chart, now this is one that John Frawley does not have a lot of confidence in because when you have Cancer rising or Cancer Capricorn on the ascendant descendant axis, because the moon is so significant for other matters, having it as one of the lords of the houses makes things hard to predict, or not very you're not sure which way the moon, who is the moon representing. And in this case, it's supposed to be representing Clemson because Clemson is favored by a small margin, 1.5 points, which I think has gone down. I think it was a higher amount earlier in the week when I first looked at this. So Clemson has the first house and the 10th house, and SMU has, as the opponent, has the 7th house or the underdog and the 4th house. So we look at house placements first, and for the lords. So Lord 1 is the moon, and it is in the 6th house, insignificant. Lord Saturn, Lord 7, is in the 9th house, insignificant. Lord 10 is Mars in the 12th house, retrograde, stationing tomorrow, but insignificant. And Venus, Lord 4, is on the cusp of the 10th house. So that favors SMU because that says they're knocking on the door to win. SMU is knocking on Clemson's door saying, we're here to beat you, even though it's at SMU, but still, that's what that means. So yay, SMU. Now we look at Antisha. So we want to pull up my Antisha chart. So the Antisha of the moon is 1 Capricorn. So that's in the 6th house, insignificant. Lord 7, Antisha is 10 Libra, which is on the cusp of the 4th house. So that's SMU's own house. So it says it's ready to fight. But it's more impressive if it's on the cusp of the opponent's house. Mars Antisha is at 12 Gemini, which is here in the 11th house, insignificant, and Venus's Antisha 20 Virgo, which is in the 3rd house, insignificant. Okay, and then we look at the Antisha of the part of fortune, which is 11 Leo, and that is in the 1st house. So it's pretty far away from the cusp, but that does give a slight preference to Clemson. So we've got one major tick for SMU, one minor tick for SMU, and one minor tick for Clemson. Now we look at aspects, and this is where we would want to look at the aspects of the moon to or from the moon. It'd be hard to have anything aspecting to the moon, but if you notice, the moon is at 2851, so it's almost at the end of Sagittarius. So that gives me a little more comfort in using the moon as Lord 1, because if it was at the beginning of the sign and I had a lot of things to aspect to, it would be hard for me to say, do I use it as moon or do I use it as Lord 1? So we're going to go with it as Lord 1. And there is no aspects that it can do. It's already passed the aspects to the nodes, and it's already past the aspects to Neptune, which you can't see in this picture, but you can here, 2840, 2851. So it's already past that square. The planets, because Mars is going retrograde and getting ready to station, it is not aspecting Saturn. Venus has applying to the Antisha by trine of the part of fortune. So 1143. So Leo, fire, 950, fire. So applying by trine to the part of fortune, the antecedent of the part of fortune. Now we can look at trines and sextiles and such for the part of fortune, but for other planet to planet, we're not as concerned about those. So that's another tick for SMU. And then we look at odd things or random things. We look at the outer planets to see if there's any aspects there. And I've already discussed the Neptune to the moon, and that's passed. Pluto being placed in the 7th house, which is the house of SMU. That favors SMU because Pluto has kind of a lean-to toward the underdog. And because he's sitting there in their house, that it's going to be a slight tick for SMU. So that's 3 slight ticks and 1 major tick for SMU. And then we've only got 1 slight tick for Clemson. So not a lot to go on, but I am going to, again, pick my SMU Mustangs to win this game. So again, with the Cancer Capricorn axis, it's hard to tell. Oh, and I forgot one other thing. Shoot, I forgot to point this out. So both Lord 1 and Lord 10 for the Clemson Tigers are out of bounds. Mars is out of bounds and the moon is out of bounds. So that to me also throws je ne sais quoi into the picture. Who knows what's going to happen? I think when the moon has been out of bounds, but it wasn't when the moon was one of the rulers of the houses that we look at, 1, 4, 7, 10. I had chosen one team, and because the moon was out of bounds, it didn't go the way that I had called it. But now with the moon being Lord 1 and being out of bounds, and Mars being Lord 10 and out of bounds, I have no idea what that's going to mean. So I'm using that as a caveat to, if this is, if this doesn't go the way I want it to, that could be a reason, or that's going to be a data point, along with the Cancer Capricorn axis. We'll see, but I'm predicting SMU to win this one. So thanks for watching, and we'll see how it goes. Talk to you later.